It's the Sunday Chronicle on Stacks 92.1. It's the Sunday Chronicle. We gon' give the news and keep you up to date. From crimes to the politics, you gon' know what's up around your way. We give 2 thumbs up to everyone out here doing their thing. We gon' show mad love to all the ones working hard in communities. It's the Sunday Chronicle.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stacks 92.1 FM. This is the platform for the community because community knows what community needs. I'd like to thank you all for being here again, bright and early on another Sunday morning, or listening to us streaming via podcast. I'd like to thank Span, my co-host, for being here again today. How you doing, Span?
I am spectacular, Yanice.
Spectacular.
I'm way less stressful than last week. And
that's good.
Was it weak?
Because you seem stressed out. You made my left eyeball pop out.
I know. So I felt bad, and it made me more stressed out. So
I was like, oh my goodness. And you're like, I hope I don't sound too stressed out. Like, well, my eyeball says you do. Anyway,
yeah, one's pointing north and one's pointing at me. I'm like,
oh my goodness. Yeah, it was like cued. Like, ugh. Okay, but thank you for being here today and keeping time.
My pleasure.
Make sure hey, we keeping things in order. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate my guest. This is my friend. Look, I say everybody's my friend, but no, this is for real, my friend. Like, for real, my friend. And not to say that other people weren't, but this is, this is what I'm saying. This is my sister.
There we go.
I don't use that term loosely, but we done been through some things. This is my sister right here, so I'm glad that she's here. I've been wanting her here for a long time. And my friend Rachel Willis is here. I was about to call you Lewis.
Artist formerly known as.
Yeah, okay, so she is the artist formerly known as, or the school board president formerly known as Rachel Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
You like that?
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
And she's yours in service. She is. She has done a lot, and she'll sit here and probably be modest, like, but I mean, she is special, and it's a reason we have her here today. She's here, and I want to talk to her a little bit about her family legacy, the family legacy of service, right? She, so much the family is devoted to serving others that there's actually an upcoming documentary that is premiering tomorrow, right? And so I am just really excited about this. It talks about her life. It is directed, written by a local person, Amber Love, correct? Love? Yep. And is that your friend from high school?
So ironically enough, first of all, good morning. Thank you so much for having me here. This is so exciting. I never in a million years thought that my family would be worthy of the subject of a documentary, but it's really funny to me that Amber, the director, she said she just followed our family around one day and sort of showed some outtakes and some raw footage of my family just being real, and somehow the powers that be was like, yeah, we want to know more about that family. So the producer, ironically enough, is the daughter of a really good friend of mine. And so Amber, actually, when I was, after I graduated from high school, which was in Lansing, that's what's up.
Lansing Everett?
Lansing Everett High School, that's right.
All right.
Her daughter was in the band, and I used to go back and help chaperone at the band. And I was working my first job. I was in college. I graduated from college. I was working my first job. And I met Amber's mother, Lori, sitting across the room one day. And I was like, I think I know you. I think I know you from band. Is your daughter in band? And ever since then, we've been friends for life. So just really thankful that her daughter selected us to be one of the subjects for this film.
Oh, and that's just so wonderful. Are you excited?
It's really interesting. I'm excited, but nervous to to be the subject of people being able to watch us so visibly. And I'm on the school board. I've been serving on the school board for the last 11 years, and every once in a while, I'll catch a glimpse of myself on TV, maybe in an interview, maybe a snippet here or there. But to actually have a period of time where everybody can see me, and why did I have to? I saw a preview. I'm like, girl, you couldn't have face softened my features. I saw my pores. And she was like, it's a lot harder than you think it is to
Well, I think that the shot looked great. The one for the actual film with the family in there, and you just look so happy, and I love that shot. I think she chose a great shot. So, I would say for some, they're usually their own worst critic, but I mean, I'm just excited about seeing you on the screen, and now you're like this big celebrity, like local celebrity, or people like calling you, texting you, like, oh, MG.
Well, and I would tell you, when Amber first approached me about doing this work, Amber is, after she graduated from high school, she moved to Chicago, and then she started working through her work there, and she was traveling, and she was starting to have experiences where her racial identity was coming into question, and just having that experience. And, we all know what it was like with the George Floyd, how that sort of opened the race conversation.
Yes.
And following those events. And Amber just asked her mom one day, how do other people do this work? What does that look like when other people do this work? And Amber's mom was like, I really don't know, but why don't you ask Rachel? And so when I was talking with Amber and her mom, Lori, we were just sort of talking through what inspired me, and it really led me down the topic of, it wasn't just me, it was my mom. And so I was like, let's talk with my mom about what that looks like. And so we did. And then my mom was like, well, really, it was this experience, and really it was this experience that we had in our life. My mom's not from the North. She grew up in the South.
She's from Birmingham?
She's from a county called Clark County, Alabama, which I always tell people, if you think Selma is in the South, go an hour deeper into the woods, and that's where my mama's family is from.
So mommy from deep South.
We're from deep South. And so my mom would
back south,
travel by the book south.
Oh, the green book.
The green book.
Oh,
and so my mom tells the stories to this day. There's places we won't go because my mom said my money wasn't good enough for you then. Just because you've integrated, it's not good enough for you now either, right? And there's places that you don't go after dark, stretches of road that you try not to travel. It's still.
I saw that the preview. They're saying that it was it your mom saying that there was certain places that you would have to wait to get to.
Yeah, my mom grew up. My mom grew up in a place where she couldn't go try on shoes. Black people weren't allowed to try on shoes, so they would the shoemaker would trace your feet.
Wow.
And then that's what they took to the store to go around and find your shoes, but you couldn't try on the shoes.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, and this is my mom. My mom was only 59.
Right.
So,
and so this is very much, it's showing that these struggles, these issues, these challenges are very much real and alive and well, especially when you have to work to, accommodate using the bathroom or not using the bathroom on a stretch of road for how many miles, right? Like, let's pack some extra sandwiches because we're not stopping for lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, we stop at a park or something, right? Maybe.
Right.
So
when we get to Birmingham, you go like another 2 hours further south. And so that's always one of our stopping points is Birmingham. And then we don't stop again until we get to my mom's county.
Wow.
And we call it going down the country. So my mom grew up in a stretch of land that was actually sharecropped by my ancestors.
Oh, wow.
And so when my family was freed on the plantation that they lived, they consolidated all of the land they received, right? So they were freed and they were given sharecropper plots all around. And so my family, my ancestors consolidated all of their plots. They built lean-tos on the front end of the properties, and they turned the rest of their land into timber property. And so my mom's family to this day still has an agreement with the timber mills down there to make paper.
Wow.
And she receives a cut every year from the sale of the timber every year as part of that property sale. And so growing up, it's funny because the road my mom grew up on was only paved in my lifetime. So we would literally turn down this dirt road and my mom would be like, there's the gully and that's where we used to play. And when you went behind my family's homes, kids, we'd run off in the woods. You can still see the slave quarters and shacks and lean-to that was built by my ancestors when they became sharecroppers. Wow. So it's really interesting. And my mom, I think that part of what's been so incredible for having this documentary is my mom unexpectedly passed away in December. Mm-hmm. And that's been incredibly hard, knowing my mom still had work left to do. And even though she's passed on, she still serves as a sense of inspiration for me and my family, and is still the rock that I lean to. But by having this documentary, we have information that is more than just it being her story, it's her legacy. Yes. And so that's been really incredible.
Yes. And I'm so saddened by the loss of your mom, Robin, and she was such a fine woman. I mean, she was such a fine woman, because I just remember her giving me a hug after my father passed. So I just do want to tell you how much I did and do love your mother, and I won't go too much into it. But with that, I want to take a short break and talk to you a little bit more about some of the stuff that what happened during the documentary. And not before reminding my listeners that you are listening to the Sunday Chronicle, heard every Sunday on Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community, because community knows what community needs. We'll be back after this.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. That's 800-668-2493.
And welcome back to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for the community, because community knows what community needs. Today, we're talking to our special guest, Rachel Willis. She is the president of the Lansing School Board, and she is here today to talk to us a little bit about her legacy. And we were getting a little bit into the land and the things that are there presently down in Alabama, and your family is still there to this day. And I think it's wonderful what they built and what they are building. So what's next for Rachel? I mean, what's next? I know it's the movie and the legacy, but what's next for Rachel? Right.
So, the whole point of the documentary was to follow our life and create some insight into a picture into the life of what it's like doing race equity and just community service work. And so growing up, my mom was always instilled in me, you do work for others, because to whom much is given, much is expected. And if you have a blessing, you pass it on. And so I grew up underfoot of my mother. So even when my parents first moved here, my parents are not native to Lansing. They moved to Lansing in 1987, right before I was born. because my dad moved up here from Chicago because he wanted to go to Cooley Law School.
Oh, okay.
And my mom followed him, and they started their family. My mom hit the ground running. So she was on the WIC board, on the Y board, and she joined different community groups and had us, so we would go. So when she went to her Y meetings, we went to the Y.
So it was just natural that you would follow on this and run for office and serve. You've been on school board for 11 years, right?
For 11 years.
And that was the capacity I believe we met in.
Yeah.
And so that's wonderful, because I've been able to follow your career and the things you've been doing in Lansing, and I just think it's great. This is my favorite part of doing this work, is to tell stories, right? Yeah. And I love to see community members in a good light and show the other side of the African American community, right? Mm-hmm. There's so frequently we are seen in such a negative light from, be it crimes and drugs or whatever it may be, arrest or, other things, right? But this definitely gives me hope, because I know there's out there people that are doing the work that is thankless, right? Mm-hmm. We're doing the work that, doesn't always make us wealthy or millionaires as far as an monetary sense, but you must do you feel a wonderful sense of fulfillment, Rachel?
I do, and I just think about that. My mom, and sorry, I'll talk about my mom a lot because there's just a lot of thoughts there.
Apologizing for talking,
right? Please don't. I mean, because you are your mom. I saw you. I said you pulled up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's her mom.
Well, it's funny. There's people that they'll see me. They're like, are you the mom or are you the daughter? And I'm like, I'm the daughter. Okay, I just need to know you the mom or you the daughter. But that whole concept of just being involved and being a representative voice. And so my mom would always say, have a seat at the table.
Yes.
Have a seat at the table. Be a voice. My mom she was on the CATA board, like just random things that you wouldn't think mattered.
Well, the last time I spoke to her, she wanted to run a campaign for school board, and was it Grand Ledge or Hazlitt? Hazlitt. That was the last time I spoke to her, I believe.
And she did. And so that's just the thing. My mom saw an opportunity. She said, I have an opportunity to serve here, and I have an opportunity for my voice to be heard. And I serve because I want to make the best place for others. That was my mom's motivation for serving.
And she did win, didn't she?
And she did. And my mom, she not only won, she was the top vote getter. As a minority in Hazlitt, where it's not incredibly diverse. And it was just... as an understatement. And it was just an incredible success. And my mom actually fell into her coma the day after the election was certified, and she passed away before she was ever able to be sworn in.
But she knew she won.
She knew she won. So it's sort of one of the last things. And when I look back through my phone for the end of last year, it's a lot of just election night photos and memories of what it was like when she did know she won. And so there's just, knowing that was the last thing my mom did. And even just to keep going, my mom, even as she went out of this world, she donated some of her organs through Gift of Life, because you can't just leave without doing one more thing.
She said you got to bless them, right?
It's the one more Robin thing that she could do as she left us. So, it's just... that's just the whole fiber of my being, is wanting to give back. My day job, I'm a social worker, so I inherently work with people and want to support others. And so
is that Bethany Services you work for?
So I'm actually with the state of Michigan now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That you were.
Yeah. I was with a private agency, and then now I'm with the state of Michigan. And so, just helping others is really what drives me. And so any capacity that I can do that's what keeps me moving.
And I'm telling you, folks, she's real. She's the real deal here. I'm just so impressed by her track record and, just everything she's doing in Lansing and beyond. I mean, she is multitasking. She's a mom. She's a wife. She serves on a school board. And she does all of this. I mean, when I see her, she's always smiling, And so I'm just so inspired by Rachel. And these are the stories that I tell of our everyday hometown heroes that keep us going from day to day. And that's why I've been wanting to have her on the show for some time. So I'm just glad that you could be here today. And so tell me about stuff you do and to have some fun, Rachel. We talked about your work because you're always working. Tell me about the fun stuff.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time on like racism and like like the death of your mom. Like,
we gonna light it up.
Let's end this on a happy note, right?
We're gonna throw up some confetti.
Yeah. it is like, let's be real though, the Black experience that's always part of it, right? Like you can't go through life without ignoring the fact that the color of our skin impacts how we interact.
We can't hide it.
Right?
I mean, there's some things we can, but not that, right?
But it doesn't mean you can't have good things. And when you ask like what makes me happy, it is my family. So you mentioned I have a little one. She turns 4 in the next week or so, and every day she's waking up. Am I 4 yet? Am I 4 yet, Mom? Not today. And she'll just ask questions. When I'm 4, will I be taller? When I'm 4, will my voice be different? No, sweetie. We're probably going to be the same when we're 4. But so those are the things that just like bring me complete joy. So at the end of the day, my little one is still at that phase of life where she sees me come pick her up at the end of the day. She runs into my arms and goes, "That's my mommy." And so those are the things that bring me joy. I mean, of course, I feel like I'm everywhere all the time, and I love Lansing. I love this community. Like I said, my parents moved here the year before I was born, so this is it. Born at Sparrow Hospital, graduated from Everett High School, went to Michigan State, been working here, homegrown, home loved. So yeah,
we're so happy to have you. I mean, do you see yourself running for anything else? Maybe for city council, mayor, some of the, state rep, because we could use people in these places to speak on our behalf. And I just know that you're one of those good ones, that I know that can do the job. I mean, if you don't want to run, that's okay. But if you do,
I mean, for the record, you're asking her, and you also have run for office before.
Twice.
She could easily be asking you.
Right.
What are you talking about?
When's your next turn, ma'am?
Well, I now am enjoying serving the people from the broadcasting / media realm. And I've kind of I've sunk into that role, and I support my people, my fellow people, like Rachel. I've run twice, and I've applied for school board. I think I've done my share.
Yeah, it's interesting because everything's sort of about seasons, the right time. As you guys know, there's a lot of things in flux locally with our wonderful Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin now running to replace Debbie Stabenow. And so the way that I look at it is if the opportunity presents itself in a way in which my presence in a position would be helpful, I would explore it. And so I follow where my passion is, and my passion is to have direct impact on children and families. That is where my heart is. So if it's helping with the appropriations to the realm of county commission, I would explore that. If it's remaining on the school board so that I continue to make sure that the K-12 education support remains top notch, I will do that.
That's awesome.
If it's transitioning into the city so that there's support there, I would be interested in that as well. So it's really about where can my relationships work and be leveraged in the best capacity that helps others. That's what would be my next decision-making move.
And you heard it here first on the Sunday Chronicle, y'all. You heard it here. So, Rachel, whenever you do that exploratory committee, I would love to serve on your committee.
I got your number. I know where to find you.
Okay, but I ain't going to do the finance, though. You find another treasurer.
Fair enough.
And, but I'm here for you.
Appreciate you.
People, I'd like to thank you for being here, Rachel. Thank you so much. And Span, you was kind of quiet today. What's going on with that?
Y'all were having a delightful conversation.
But you're my co-host. You can ask some questions. I mean, you don't have to be all over there in the corner.
No, my job is to back you up when there's like something that of particular interest, I think, that I'm like, oh, I think the audience will be benefited by this. But you hit everything so perfect. I was like, well, what do I do here? Plus, she's your girl. Like, yo,
we got this.
I was enjoying the show.
Oh, okay. So you just watched it,
right?
Here, I got a front row seat. I got some popcorn in my purse.
There we go.
You go. I'm a mom. I can't tell you what's in there. It's so much stuff in there. Rachel, what's in your purse?
Listen, that could be a whole episode.
That's another show. I'm going to go because the time is growing.
That's right.
Because I talk about my purse.
We can talk about mama purses.
That's right.
Like that game at the shower, the baby shower.
Man, I would win every time. Do you need a bobby pin? I probably got it.
I got it in there. I got you.
Nail
I got you.
Probably got it.
I got you, people. Thank you so much.
That's the whole
Thank
thing.
you much, everybody.
Okay, you know what? Next time. Absolutely. I'm going to ask about the purse game.
That's right.
The purse game, people. If you don't know about the purse game, you don't know, you got to ask somebody. And so I'm going to thank everybody for tuning in to the Sunday Chronicle. People, I love you.
Thank you.
This is your girl, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stacks 92.1 FM. This is the platform for the community because community knows what community needs. Make it a great week.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. That's 800-668-2493.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't, and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-953-0866. 800-953-0866. 800-953-0866. That's 800-953-0866.